You know, one thing I love about the Bible is how real it is. It doesn't just show us the good times, it also shows us the struggles, the questions, the raw emotions. And Psalm 89 is one of those chapters that really hits home because it talks about two things that many of us deal with: remembering God's promises and feeling sorrow when blessings seem far away. At the start of this psalm, the writer is on fire about God's faithfulness. He says in Psalm chapter 89, verses 3-4, "I have made a covenant with my chosen one. I have sworn to David my servant, I will establish your line forever and make your throne firm through all generations." That's powerful. That's God saying, "And I don't break my promises." Imagine being David and hearing God say, "Your line will never end. Your kingdom will last forever." That's not just a nice word. That's a covenant, a binding promise. And in life, we all hold on to promises. Maybe your parents promised to take care of you. Maybe your boss promised a promotion. Maybe a friend promised to always be there. But the truth is, people break promises. Sometimes they don't mean to, sometimes they just can't keep them. But God, when He makes a covenant, it's different. It's eternal. Now here's the twist. Later in the same chapter, the writer's tone changes. It's almost like he's looking around at his life, looking at his nation, and saying, wait a minute, this doesn't look like what God promised. He remembers how God gave victories to David, how the kingdom was strong, how the blessings were flowing. But now everything feels lost. Enemies are winning, the nation feels weak, the people are broken, and in verse 46 he cries out, "How long, Lord? Will you hide yourself forever? How long will your wrath burn like fire?" Man, have you ever felt that? Like you know God is real, you know God has been faithful in the past, but right now it feels like He's hiding? That's what the psalmist is going through. And honestly, that's what many of us go through too. We remember the times when life felt good, when we were blessed, when we had peace, when prayers seemed to be answered quickly. But then something happens. We lose the job, the relationship falls apart, health gets shaky, the blessing feels gone, and you're left asking the same question, God, how long? But here's the thing I want you to catch. The fact that the writer can even bring this up to God means he still believes in God's faithfulness. He's not talking to the air. He's not just ranting, he's saying, God, I remember your covenant. I remember what you promised, and I'm not letting go of that, even though I don't see it right now. And that's faith. Real faith isn't just praising when everything's good. Real faith is when you can say, Lord, I'm hurting. Lord, I don't understand. Lord, I feel the loss, but I still know you are faithful. Let me make it practical. Some of you might be looking at your life and thinking, this isn't what God promised me. This isn't the joy, the peace, the strength I thought I'd have. And maybe it hurts. Maybe you even feel sorrow for what you lost. That's okay. The Bible shows us that it's okay to grieve. It's okay to ask questions. But don't miss this. The psalm doesn't end in despair. After all the crying and all the questions, the very last verse says, praise be to the Lord forever. Amen and amen. That's the part that gets me, because even in sorrow, he still chose to praise. And that's the takeaway for us today. Yes, remember the covenant. God is faithful. Yes, feel the sorrow. It's human to grieve what you've lost. But don't stop there. Do what the psalmist did. End in praise. Because if God kept his promise to David, he will keep his promises to you. So today, maybe your life feels like verse 46. How long, Lord? But hold on, because your story will also end like verse 52. Praise be to the Lord forever. Don't confuse God's silence with his absence. His covenant still stands, and his promises are still good.